Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is my third episode of my Tip Tuesdays by Thanuska, and in today's video, as you can see by the title, I am going to be showing you guys how to achieve this smoky eye. I know it might look super dramatic, but trust me, it's probably because of my really dramatic lashes and just my full face and whatever, but if you guys want to see how I achieve this eye makeup look, then please keep on watching. I just have my bangs pinned back because I don't want it all up in my face. So the eyeshadow palette that I'll be going in with today is the Soft Glam Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. This is a perfect neutral beginner palette. All of the colors that come in this palette are fairly neutral. Please do not mind my palette. It is a very rundown palette. I have used and abused it, and so a lot of the shades are missing, but majority of the shades that I will be using today for this tutorial is in this palette. Before you get started, it's really important to prep your eyelids. I actually don't use an actual eye primer for my lids. I go in with a concealer that is more on the matte side because it just works better for me, I find. And I just like the coverage, and I find that my eyeshadow just looks so much more pigmented when I use a concealer. And the two concealers that I love using as an eyeshadow base are the Tarte Shape Tape and the L'Oreal Infallible Concealer. For today, I will be going in with the L'Oreal Full Wear Infallible Concealer. The shade that I will be going in with is 410 Almond. So I'm just putting a generous amount on my lids. And I'm actually just gonna go in with my fingers and blend it out. I know it may look like it's a very, very bright shade for my skin complexion, but it really doesn't matter because I will be applying eyeshadow all over it anyways. I would recommend setting your eyelids because your eyeshadow just blends a little bit better. You can set it with translucent powder, or you can even go in with your face powder. For today, I will be going in with the MAC Studio Fix foundation powder in NC43. And also, this is really important, please, please, please make sure your concealer or your eyeshadow primer on your lid is not creased. We all have folds in our eyes, so it's very, very, very common for this to settle in your creases right away. So make sure it is completely blended out before you get your powder on, because once you set it, there's no going back. So the first step for any smoky eye is starting with your transition shade. I'm gonna be going in with the shade Burnt Orange. This is a very light brown shade that is more on the warm side, and if you are around my skin complexion or lighter, this would be such a beautiful transition shade. So the brush that I will be using for my transition shade is the Morphe M535. So to start off, what I will be doing is I will be aiming for my crease. And again, if you guys have been watching my last two videos, anytime I'm doing some sort of eye makeup look, whether it's eyeliner, mascara, lashes, even eyeshadow, I always use a compact mirror because it's just so much easier. I keep my head tilted back and I look into the mirror so that I get a lot of my lid space. Especially for this part of doing a smoky eye, you kind of want all that lid space so you can see where you're going to be applying your crease color. I'm aiming for my crease and just underneath my brow bone, and I'm just going to swipe back and forth, and then I'm going to start moving in circular motions and just blend and swipe back and forth. I suggest you start with as minimal product as possible because you can always build. It's harder to remove makeup or eyeshadow after you put it on. So I'm just concentrating this shade on the outer side, and then I'm swiping inside, but I'm not going all the way. And the reason I like doing my eye makeup prior to my face makeup is because I can get messy. I can blend my eyeshadow down here and it's not going to be a problem because I can just use a makeup wipe and clean all of that up. You don't want to go too high and blend all the way up to your eyebrow. You want that space between your eyeshadow and your eyebrow. If you do feel like you went a little too high, you can always wipe. And so far so good. This looks pretty good to me. I'm just going to go ahead and do the other side. Again, just tilting my head up and concentrating the product on the outer side. And then you can move in circular motions and then bring the product in with very, very, very light pressure And I am done my transition shade. Once you're done with the transition shade, it's time to move on to the outer V. Before I go in with a black shadow, I'm just gonna deepen it up with a dark brown shadow. And for that, I'm going in with Cypress Umber in the Soft Glam palette. It's a beautiful chocolatey brown shade that is great for a smoky eye. And the brush that I'm using is the Morphe M506. All the brushes I'm using today are from Morphe because they are super affordable and I love them. The quality is great. This brush is honestly a game changer. I went into the store, I looked at this brush, I'm like, do I really need it? And I'm like, it looks a little bit different. It looks like I can make some sort of use out of it. I bought it. So happy I did. I bought 4 of these actually because they're just so good and they are great for smoky eyes and just more detailed jobs. When you are going in to the outer V, what I mean by outer V, obviously if you guys are beginners, is when you're creating a smoky eye, once you're done your transition shade, you want to then go in and create a V shape, and that's the area that you are going to smoke out. So that's why brushes like this are great because they fit right into that part of your eye. So what I'm going to start off by doing is tilting my head back. So again, I have all that lid space that I could see, and I'm going to create a V. I'm going to move this brush in like a V shape. That's what I mean by creating a V. And again, you don't want to be too harsh. And as you can see, I know it looks kind of messy, and don't worry guys, I will clean it up. I'm just creating that V and I'm dragging the dark brown shade into the base of my lid and my lash line, and I'm just blending the shadows together. And when I say I'm blending the shadows together, I'm blending in the shade that I just put on and I'm blending the transition shade that I already had on. It's really important to keep going back and forth between your brushes. So now that I have all this product on, it looks super kind of dramatic from what I can see. I don't like that it doesn't look blended, so I'm just gonna go back into that first brush that I was using. It's the Morphe M535, and I'm just gonna blend those 2 shades together. And if you find that you put too much of the darker shade on, go back into the original shade that you used for your transition shade and just apply it over the darker shade. It'll just calm it down a little bit. I'm just gonna go back in with the same dark brown shade and I'm just gonna deepen it up a little bit more because I want it a little bit darker. Something to keep in mind here, when you are applying that dark shade in your outer V, you wanna make sure you stay underneath the transition shade. You don't want to blend as high as the transition shade because you're going to lose that gradient look, and you're also going to look like super, like, I don't even know, raccoon eyes. I'm just going to go in to the other eye, and again, I am just creating a V. I just start off by blending down here against the lash line, and then I start creating that V, and again, stay underneath the transition shade. You want to keep the darker shades on the outer side of your eye. You don't want to bring it too in. By keeping the darker shades more on the outer side, it kind of gives a more opened eye look. And again, go in with the bigger brush that you use for the transition shade and just blend both shadows together. Now I'm going to be applying the black eyeshadow, and for this I will be using the Morphe E36 brush. It kind of looks like a pencil brush, I want to say, but I love it for applying black shadow because it's just very precise. If I need to blend it out, I just go in with one of the previous brushes that I used. So the black shade that I will be going in with is Noir. So when you're applying the black shadow, it's the same concept as the dark brown shadow. You want to apply it in a V shape on the outer side only, but again, you want to stay under the shadow that you just applied. So I'm just applying the black shadow on the outer V, and I'm just kind of blending it towards my lash line. And then I start moving up and I start creating that V, but again, stay underneath the dark brown shadow that you just applied. You want to stay underneath and just blend everything together. And now I'm going to go back into the M506 and I'm just going to blend the shades together. So now that the black shadow is on, I'm just going to blend the edges. Pretty much where the transition shade, the dark brown shade, and the black shade meet, I'm just going to blend all of that together so there are no harsh lines. This looks pretty good to me, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do the other side as well. If you notice, if I didn't mention this before, it looks like a V shape, like when you open your eyes, and that's why it's called the outer V. So I'm just staying underneath the brown shade and the transition shade, and I'm just concentrating the shadow in that area. I'm just gonna go in with the M506 brush, the brush that I used to apply the dark brown shade, and I'm just gonna blend the black shadow in that same V shape. Stay as low as you can and just blend everything together. And you can go in with a bigger fluffy brush and just blend all 3 shades together so it doesn't look like there's 3 harsh lines. I feel like both eyes are looking fairly similar to me, so I'm going to stop. For your lid color, honestly, you can use whatever color you want. You can use a matte eyeshadow, a shimmer eyeshadow, pink, blue, green, gold, anything. It really doesn't matter when you're creating a smoky eye. It's really just your preference. I'm gonna go into the shade Glistening in the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. And all I'm doing is, you see this space that has no eyeshadow? That is where I'm applying this eyeshadow. So for this, I'm going in with the Morphe M508 brush. I like going in with smaller brushes to apply my lid shadow because I just find that it's more precise. So as you can see, I'm just applying it all over my lid. And instead of just wiping the shadow, I'm just packing it. When you get to the area where the gold and the black are meeting, that's when you kind of want to blend the 2 shades together. I'm going in with the Morphe M456 brush. It's a very tapered blending brush and is perfect for a job like this. So I'm literally just going back and forth, blending the black and the gold shade together. You don't want to go too far in your lid because it's gonna get all over the gold. You just want to stay in the area where both of the shadows meet. And that looks pretty good to me. I'm just gonna go ahead and do the other eye. I'm actually gonna dip into a little bit of the black shade and I'm just going to further deepen up the outer V because I'm just dramatic and extra AF. So, you know, I'm just hitting the outer V, staying underneath that transition shade. All right, this is looking really good to me. Depending on how you like to do your smoky eye, you may like to smoke out your lower lash line as well, or you may just want to do the top half of your lid and just call it a day and not do anything at the bottom. Whenever I do a smoky eye, I smoke the top and the bottom as well. And pretty much it's literally the exact same steps. You start off with your transition shade, you deepen up the outer corner with the dark brown, and then lastly you go in with the black. And then if you want to highlight the inner corner of your eye, you can go ahead and apply the gold shadow or something more bright. And that's what I'm pretty much gonna be doing. For this, I literally go in with the same brush, the M508. It's that small brush that I use to pack on the shadow. The reason I like this is it's very flat and it is more detailed and it doesn't get the shadow all the way down here. I'm gonna start off with the shade Sienna. It is one of the lighter brown shades in the palette. And I'm just gonna run it underneath my waterline. So once I get this shade on, I'm gonna go into the shade Cypress Umber, and I'm just gonna be applying this on the outer corner. I just want this to be on the outer side. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. And again, I want the lighter brown shade to be the lowest. Everything that you're applying, you wanna apply as close to your waterline as possible. I just poked my eye out, okay. And then before I go in with the black shade, I'm gonna go in with that same glistening gold shade. And I'm just applying it on the inside. When you do this, I find that it kind of opens the inside of your eyes and it just makes it look a lot brighter. And lastly, with the black shade, and for this you want to be really careful, you want to apply it as close to your lash line as possible. And this is why I love this brush, because it's super thin and detailed and gets as close as you possibly can. I'm just gonna go back into that gold shade and blend both the black and the gold together. And now you have a smoky eye. I'm gonna go ahead and clean off my face and get my face makeup done and get on my lashes, and I will be right back. So that is it, you guys. This is exactly what I do to achieve a smoky eye look. I hope I was able to teach you guys something in this video, and I hope you guys were able to pick up some tips and tricks and just some sort of knowledge that will help you create a smoky eye look. If you guys enjoyed this video, then I would really appreciate if you can leave a comment down below with your feedback or suggestions for future videos. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on that notification bell. And yeah, that is all for today. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Oh damn, okay, I just dropped that all over this laptop and my boyfriend's going to kill me. I use his laptop, guys. Today is my third episode of my, and there's hair on my face, okay. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you can see by the title, today's video is going to be a, okay, that is my dad gargling or something. Let's just wait until he's done. Let's just wait until he's done. You guys, I'm shooting this. Oh my god. I shot my video at probably around like 5:30-ish. 5:30. It is now 2:30 in the morning, and I had my makeup on all this time because I had so many other commitments that I was just a part of, and I had to shoot this intro and outro, and so I'm shooting it right now. Hey guys, welcome back to my It's like God doesn't want me to shoot my intro and outro today. I don't understand.